Good morning, grade 6 students. I know that you miss me as I miss you. Stay home, stay safe, and soon we will meet together. Let's continue today. Parallel and perpendicular straight lines. You know what do we mean by parallel and perpendicular lines, right? Let us see now what do we have for today. Properties of parallel and perpendicular straight lines. The most important thing here is to memorize these. They are very easy, don't worry. Memorize the 3 rules that you will see. And what is most important is to read. When you have a problem, read the instructions and be careful. That's it. Now, if two straight lines are parallel to a third line, two straight lines parallel to a third one, then they are parallel, they will be parallel. Let's see what do we have here. D is parallel to D prime. This is line D. It is parallel to D prime, given. And D is also parallel to D, capital D. D is parallel to this line D, capital D. Then this line D, D capital is parallel to D, and D prime is parallel to D. Then what about D prime and D? What about them? They will be also parallel. Just you need to memorize. If two straight lines are parallel to a third, D prime and D, parallel to D, then these two straight lines are also parallel. Rule number 2. If two lines are parallel, then every perpendicular to one of them is perpendicular to the other. How? Two lines are parallel. D1 is parallel to D2 on the figure. This is D1 and this is D2. These two lines are parallel. Now if D is perpendicular to D1, this is D. It is perpendicular to D1. I will stop here. This D is perpendicular to D1. What about D and D2? If I continue the line, it will be also perpendicular to D2. Then, if two lines are parallel, D, which is one line perpendicular to one of them, perpendicular to D1, it will be perpendicular to D2 also. It will continue and be perpendicular to D2 also. Rule number 3. If two straight lines are perpendicular to a third straight line, then these two straight lines are parallel. How? D1 perpendicular to D. Here we have line D. Here we have D1. D1 is perpendicular to D. Okay? Now, D2 is also perpendicular to D. This is D2. It is also perpendicular to D. Then what about D1 and D2? What can we say about D1 and D2? Yes, they are parallel to each other. Since they are perpendicular to the same line D, then they are parallel to each other. D1 is parallel to D2. These are the rules that you have to memorize. They are very easy. You will understand them quickly. Now, let us find out what do we have on page 95, number 6. This is the problem that you have in your book. You have these two figures. In which case is the given information sufficient? It is enough to deduce, to understand that D and D prime are parallel straight lines. In this one, figure 1 or figure 2. Let's see what do we have in the two figures. In the first one, we have D, line D prime. Both of them are perpendicular to the green one. In the second one, we have D and D prime. This D is perpendicular to this blue one, while D prime is perpendicular to another blue one. So they are not perpendicular to the same line. Now, in which one we can say that the two lines are parallel? Let's see here. D perpendicular to the green one. D prime perpendicular to the green one. So it's the first figure, figure 1. Because if two lines are perpendicular to the same third one, then these two lines are parallel. D and D prime are parallel. Two lines perpendicular to a third line, are parallel. Now also another problem number 9, page 96. Now I will read it first and then explain each step alone. Draw a triangle ABC such that AB is 5 centimeters, BC is 7 centimeters, and AC is 6 centimeters. Remember, with what do we draw a triangle which has the measurements of the three sides? Yes, with the ruler and the compass. Remember to draw the longest side first, it's better for you, and then we use the compass to draw the third corner with which we draw the sides. Draw the altitude relative to the side BC. The altitude. It cuts BC at H. Draw the perpendicular to BC through B, that is at B. It cuts AC at S, line AC. This means that we can make the line longer and longer as much as we can. What can you say about the straight lines BS and AH? Let's start again. We have triangle ABC with these measurements. Now we draw the triangle. First we draw BC 7 centimeters. Then with the help of the compass, I open the compass once 5 and another time 6, and where they match together I put point A and I draw the triangle. Here I have triangle ABC. You remember this. Draw the altitude. Altitude is the height. It is a perpendicular drawn from the corner, from the vertex to the opposite side, relative to the side BC. This means it is two side BC. Then from where do we start? From A. I draw a perpendicular from A to side BC. What do I use to draw the perpendicular? Yes, that's it. I must use my set square. Don't forget this. Now, the altitude, that is the height, to BC, it cuts it at H. So this is point H. Now, AH is perpendicular to BC. This is given, right? They told us here. C. Draw the perpendicular to BC through B, that is at point B. We want to draw a perpendicular at point B to BC. Then we put the set square here and we draw from S. No, we draw a perpendicular to BC. Now this perpendicular goes up and up until it crosses AC. They match together at point S. So we make this longer until it cuts this perpendicular here so that they will meet at point S. Now we have SB perpendicular to BC. SB perpendicular to BC. Now they ask about BS, that is SB, and AH. What do we know from the given about these two? AH is perpendicular to BC. I write it here. And SB or BS is perpendicular to BC. Both of them are perpendicular to the same line. SB and AH perpendicular to BC. What can I say about SB and AH? Yes, AH is parallel to BS or SB. It's the same. So these two are parallel. What is the rule? Two lines perpendicular to a third are parallel. If two lines, the green and the red, both are perpendicular to the same line BC, then these two are parallel to each other. I want from you to copy all of these on your copybooks, study them well, review them, memorize the rules. And please, whenever you read a problem, read the instructions and please write the instructions carefully. Now your homework will be on page 96, numbers 7 and 8 for Tuesday, May 19th. Thank you.